preview for us the President's State of the Union message and his message that he may present for African Americans within that State of the Union message?
One of the things that really, I think, sticks out more is the fact, well, you saw the Super Bowl and you saw the ad and how the President went right after a conversation with the African American community. You saw the young lady that was released from the First Step Act. And I think historically, well, I know none of the previous presidents or administrations could get anything done as it relates to that. And the President understands how, from 1994, the Clinton crime bill, we actually have a candidate running, that sponsored that bill, Joe Biden. He understands how, what a disconnect that was in the African American community and how devastating it was and how unbalanced it was. And he went after it and he signed a Step 1 Act. Also, he understood that with that, there was such a disconnect as it relates to African Americans starting their businesses and reestablishing their generational wealth. All that coincide all that together as it relates to that ad in prison reform. And no other candidate or no other president had just really went after. And I like to say, put $10 million up to get a message out to say, hey, I understand what you've been through. I'm very compassionate about it. I put my money where my mouth was as it relates to signing the bill, but also just restoring hope, John. Just like, hey, I know it's been an imbalance for you. I know you've been through, a devastating, like I said, crime bill that just totally decimated the African American community. He went and reached out in front of millions and millions of people, one of the most televised audiences in the world, and asked for it, saying, hey, like I said, what do you have to lose? Give us a chance. And that this is a part of that, what do you have to lose, and him backing it up.
So would you say this Super Bowl ad is a preview of part of his State of the Union message, particularly for African Americans?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I always...
Talk about some of the themes there that came up in that ad.
Well, Allison Johnson, you saw her, how passionate it was. But John, I'll be honest with you, several months back, the federal system released approximately 3,100 returning citizens, as I like to say, inmates, as you might say. But see, John, 90+% were African American. So we're obviously, nonviolent, John. We're not talking about violent criminals, letting them on the street. But that sends a profound message. I think it's going to be one of many that's going to make the president a champion, not just focused on African Americans,
State of the Union message?
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say that would be, hey, you heard me say, what do you have to lose? And now he's been backing it up. When you saw the bill on the opportunity zones, where a lot of the communities have been totally left behind. John, I'm starting to see minority businesses partner up with some of the developers in those underserved communities and saying, hey,
because of the opportunity zones.
Exactly.
So he will have a message for African Americans in his State of the Union message.
Yeah.
Well,
for all, but especially that really hits home, because I think respectfully, previously most presidents and administrations have come in there and promised the world, or of course, and do nothing. And this president has totally done exactly what he said he was going to do, and then some.
Bruce Levell. A surrogate spokesperson for the president, very active in the campaign, one of the founders of the Trump Diversity Coalition. Thank you for talking to One America News.
Thanks for having me. Always.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.